Another week, another Raw, and quite frankly, the contract of Becky Lynch coming up has been at the focus of a number of people this past 24 hours. And with the announcement that the main event of Raw was going to be a rematch for the world title, the women's world title between Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch, did Becky manage to regain her women's world championship? Or is Becky Lynch on the way out of WWE? You know, I would say there's no chance, but in this day and age, you never know. You never really know. But before we get into that, if you like daily wrestling content, need I remind you, like, comment, subscribe, because we have that here. Peep your boy over on the Twitch, because, hey, we do some wrestling and some variety content over there, even a few community events, and check the other socials as well. Now let's get into it. Damian Priest makes his way out and confronts the new King of the Ring, the King, General Gunther. However, those two would quite frankly be soon joined by none other than Drew McIntyre. This is a pretty intriguing back and forth. Damian Priest slightly holding his own to a slight degree. Quite enjoy this whole segment. But alas, it wouldn't be over as Braun Strowman would come out, adding to the chaos that was the starting segment, which then led to the match between JD McDonough versus Braun Strowman, which obviously Braun won. Ilya Dragunov and Ricochet had a rematch which ended in a no contest due to the interference of Braun Breaker, which would go on to decimate Ricochet and Ilya. I will say I'm not quite sure how I feel about him targeting Ilya, as I do feel like we should be protecting Dragunov a little bit. Not quite feeling the match idea between Ilya and Breaker, as I don't think really either should be losing quite right now. Both should be getting a number of wins under their belt. I don't know. I'm not feeling intrigued by the thought of Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov. That being said, hey, next week, have this man in an arrest angle. Because this man ignores suspensions, ignores being told off. He is eviscerating whomever he wants. Authors of Pain squash the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers desperately need Chad Gable. Remember this one, they do side with him. And we'll get on to Chad Gable in a minute. But before we do, Lyra would defeat yet another member of Damage Control, and Kairi Singh, which has brand new theme music. Pretty decent. I don't know how I feel about this. If I can be honest, I'm still not fully sold personally on Lyra Vacaria, but that's just me. Maybe you'll feel a bit different on this whole situation. Also, some point during the show, Karrion Kross tried to go ahead and sow some seeds of dissension between Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Stop with the whole New Day breakup tease. If anything, turn them both heel. Not only do you not need to break up tag teams when you need to go ahead and continue having this division get flourish, have this division get built more and more, but on top of that, no, not really interested in the thought of New Day coming to an end and having a Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston feud, if I could be honest. And on top of that, I don't see that of some good booking coming either their way if you do decide to have them split up. And over Karrion Kross too. Also, I will say the whole R-Truth and Miz section of this segment was also pretty funny, with the Miz saying that, oh well, I guess I'm vanilla and you're strawberry. What do you think I was going to say, Miz? What flavor you were going to say that was? Before the Miz has said, oh, strawberry. Yeah, like what you said, strawberry. Before Kofi and Woods appeared right behind him and went, no, what were you going to say? What were you going to say, Miz? For some reason, Carlito was defeated by Rey Mysterio. I feel like Carlito should have won, but you know what? Hey, trust the process with it. Kirby would go on to defeat Otis. And as I was mentioning Chad Gable earlier on, he would go ahead and initiate some discipline, as Otis was not quite listening to Chad Gable in this match. And on top of that, he did semi-cost Chad Gable this past weekend. And before Chad Gable could go and initiate his punishment, Maxine Dupree would stop him, would be told off. And before long, Sami Zayn would go ahead and confront him. And it does seem like we will be having ourselves another match between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable. Also, following some more manipulation, Otis, today Curious Tozawa would go on to attack Sami as well. or at the very least, they at the very least helped him beat Sami Zayn down. Although I will say, what if they did go ahead and fully turn heel and side with him? Subscribe if you want to go ahead and see that video, because I do have a video coming out in the next few days, maybe even tomorrow, on 3 what-if scenarios we could have with Monday Night Raw. And in our main event, Liv Morgan would take on Becky Lynch in what may potentially be the final match Becky Lynch will have in WWE. And near the end, Dominic tried to come and get the aid for Becky, leaving the cage door open for him before Braun Strowman to come down, chase off JD, chase off Finn, and run into Dominic, which crashes into the steel cage door, which in turn knocks Becky Lynch out. Liv Morgan crawls out, and she's still your Women's World Champion. And that may very well be the end of Becky Lynch's career in the WWE. Who knows? Maybe she will resign and become a part-timer, become a full-time mom. Maybe she'll go over to AEW. Maybe she will go somewhere like Stardom. We'll have to wait and see. However, following the match, and I will say earlier in the night, Liv Morgan was seen talking to JD McDonough, and her revenge tour seemingly continues, as she would be seen kissing Dominic Mysterio at the end of the show. And it does seem like, hey, she is coming after everything Rhea Ripley holds dear. Her title, her mans, and her faction. This feud is going to go crazy when Rhea comes back. And that was this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below as to what you think about the show and what is in store for that Liv Morgan and her revenge tour moving forward. And do you think that this is the end of Becky Lynch? Maybe she will resign. Maybe she'll resign to become a part-timer. Maybe she will leave the WWE and join Mercedes Moné or head over to Stardom. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, greatly appreciate ya. See ya.